And we're back, and I'm here with Patrick Shehan. He's the Partnerships Director with SBG Productions. Patrick, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah,
I know you're extremely busy. You've got a big festival coming your way, so thanks for taking some time to come in and join us today. Patrick's here to talk a little bit about his work with SBG Productions, as well as some of the events that you guys have here in our valley and beyond, and Blues and Brews Festival, which comes up this weekend. But
yeah, totally.
before we do that, we have a little tradition here at Almost Live. We like to hear everyone's Telluride story. You know, what brought you to town? What are some of those key moments that kept you in this community, inspired you to call this place home?
Well, you know, it's kind of funny because I came to town because of Blues and Brews. The first time I came to Telluride, I think, was Blues and Brews in 2008 when I went to college over at Fort Lewis, and then came to the festival and fell in love with it, volunteered the next year, and they were like, you know, they take interns. And then I applied to be Steve's intern and got the internship in 2011. And
Nice.
then moved away for a while, and then when Steve got the contract to do jazz with the Telluride Society for Jazz, he called me and said, hey, you want to come live here full time? About 3 years ago. So, yeah, I love it. There's no place else like it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, you're lucky in one of the fact that you kind of came here for work first and just happened to be in Telluride. You know, being able to apply your passion and things that you're really into. You know, just a gift when it happens just to be in this community. So
yeah, I feel extremely lucky that I get to mix my passion of music and craft beer and the outdoors with the work I get to do and live in such a great community. I love it here.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about SBG Productions, you know, what they do. I know you guys have been really expanding some of your productions, both in Telluride and our valley here, but as well as places outside. So maybe talk a little bit about some of the things you guys are doing now.
Yeah, so we do 3 different events. Blues and Brews, of course, which is coming up. We do the Telluride Jazz Festival, produce that, and then we also do the Durango Blues Train over in Durango, where we put 6 bands on the Durango Silverton narrow gauge, and it's a moving party train.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. And your partnerships director position, so tell us a little bit about that. Is that like an enhancement of your internship, that something was built around you, or was that a position that you walked into? And
no,
what does that look like?
It's kind of something Steve created. I learned how to do a lot of stuff when I was the intern, and then each year I'd work for them more and more until I was full-time. I would come down 3 months out of the year, and, you know, we're a small business. We're 5 people year-round, so we all wear a lot of hats. So, you know, I help with marketing. I coordinate all the breweries. I do a lot of that stuff. But Steve saw, I was working with a lot of brands and working in PR and that sort of thing, and he saw a gap in his kind of sponsorship world. Mm-hmm. And I was doing a lot of it on the other end. I was working for a brewery, and I would choose what events we were going to sponsor and stuff like that. So he wanted me to bring that knowledge to the table. So that's kind of where that title came from. So if you've been to the park, you might have noticed a lot more sponsor activations, so sponsors doing cool things. For example, this weekend we have Sierra Nevada and Colorado Yurt Company. They're doing the High Altitude Lounge again. And it's a bar over by the Bear Creek ball field. Yeah, nice. Where you can get rare beers that you can't get anywhere else besides the brewery or at Blues and Brews.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's cool for the brands, the Yurt Company and Sierra Nevada, but it's also cool for the festival and the attendees.
Absolutely. And that must be like a great stage for you to like be able to go out to these potential sponsors and just give them the opportunity to use Blues and Brews, or even just Telluride as a backdrop to get their message out and their product out.
For sure, yeah. You know, it's a lot of that, and a lot of it's mutual. You know, like we partner with Backpacker Magazine, and we get advertising from them, but they lead a group hike on Sunday and have gear demos, and you know, they partner with Leave No Trace when they come down here and teach people, you know, trail etiquette and stuff like that. So it's a lot of mutual things where it brings a lot to the community and the festival, but it also brings a lot to the brand.
Absolutely. Nice. All right, so pop quiz here, because I don't know the answer to this, and hopefully you do, but what does SB&G Production stand for?
It's Steve's initials.
Okay.
Steve Gull's initials.
Okay. Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. And now let's talk about Blues and Brews. So Blues and Brews is this weekend. It's one of the premier festivals in Telluride, one of the larger festivals in Telluride. Let's talk about, you know, what makes Blues and Brews, in your opinion, you know, kind of a unique festival and stand out amongst all the other festivals in Telluride.
Oh man, it's just so dynamic. That's really the big thing. I've watched Blues and Brews go from one stage and the grand tasting to a lot of stages and just a lot of different events. for example, you know, we added the blues stage that's
Right.
indoors and it has seating, and we put a lot more core blues bands in there. We've partnered with the Music Maker Relief Foundation to bring traditional Southern artists up, gospel and blues artists.
Awesome.
We do the 5K on Saturday morning, a race through town, and that raises money for a Telluride Adaptive Sports Program. We have the late night shows. It's just, the list goes on and on. There's so much to do. And then the beer tasting, and then Sierra Nevada doing rare beers, and all the stuff. It's just like, it seems like it's very dynamic. There's tons to do in the park if
Absolutely.
you dig in.
Yeah, and I do feel like, having been someone who's been at Blues and Brews for, you know, almost 20 years now, it's cool to see how it has expanded, but I do feel that you guys have done a great job of like keeping the integrity of the experience pretty intact. So there is like the 5K, and then there's the stage over by the waterfall, but at the end of the day, like the heart and soul of that festival still remains right there on that main stage, Town Park stage. So.
Yeah, totally. It's just stuff that complements what we've already been doing and stuff we want to see happen. You know, Steve's really good about coming to us and being like, what should we do next, or what ideas do you guys have, and you know, really making it dynamic but not like losing the festival's soul.
Absolutely. Tickets still available?
Not so. Single days are sold out. 3 days are sold out. You can still get late night juke joint passes, but that's about it at this point.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, totally.
Testament to the experience. Well, Patrick, thanks so much for coming in. I know
Yeah.
you're extremely busy. You got to run and get back there, get this production off the ground, but we thank you for coming in.
Yeah,
have a
thanks
great
for having
festival.
Me. Yeah,
Absolutely.
totally. Thanks.
We're going to go to Eco Action Partners promo now, a Thank Ghost It's Monday segment, and then to Lindsay for an interview with Alex Forsett about a new film festival in Grand Junction.